What's going on, everybody? I wanted to drop a video this week. This will be my educational video for the week. A lot of buyers don't really know the true cost of buying a home, and it's not really their fault. We're the professionals, the realtors are the professional, the loan guys are the professional. It's our obligation to provide that information to the buyer. First-time home buyers just not going to know these kind of things. So wanted to create a educational commentary about the true cost of buying a home. Now we're going to talk about two types of loans here. We're going to talk about the FHA loan, and we're going to talk about a conventional loan. There's also a VA loan, but we'll worry about that on another video. That's for military members and families with military inside there. So we're going to talk about this. So the FHA, we'll start with the FHA loan type. 3.5% down payment is the minimum down payment with an FHA loan. So we're going to use an example of $200,000 on both FHA and conventional. So $200,000 is the sales price of the home. 3.5% would be $7,000 as your down payment, and then you have closing costs. This is where a lot of people don't budget for buying a home, is the closing costs. They're not aware of the closing costs affiliated with buying a house. Typically, your closing cost is going to be in the 5 to 6% of the sales price of the home as well. We're going to use 5% for this example, so that's $10,000 off the 5% of $200,000. So altogether, the down payment $7,000, the closing cost is another $10,000. We'll have $17,000 there, and then the appraisal and the home inspection, which is optional but always should be done. The appraisal is by itself with another $500. The home inspection, termite, radon, all that stuff should be done. It's not required, but it should be done, is another $500. So that'll be $18,000 roughly for closing costs on a $200,000 home using the FHA down payment of 3.5%. Now let's do the same exact numbers with a conventional loan. A conventional loan, the minimum down payment is 5% of the sales price. So $200,000, again, we'll use the same numbers just so we can compare. $200,000, 5% of the sales price is $10,000. Another closing cost, again, 5 to 6%. The sales price is what your closing costs are going to be. So another $10,000 goes there. That equals $20,000. And then again, plus the $500 appraisal, plus the $500 for termite, radon, and home inspection is $21,000 to close. Now, something else to keep in mind. Whenever you go under contract on the home, you're going to have an initial deposit or escrow check. So for example, let's say your deposit / escrow check is $3,000. That will come off the down payment. So for this conventional, the down payment was $10,000. Your deposit check amount is $3,000. So we'll take that off the $10,000 down payment minus the $3,000. So at closing, you only have $7,000 left for your down payment, and then of course all these other closing costs on top of that. But remember, the escrow check goes towards your down payment and it comes off at closing for that. The other thing to talk about now, this isn't something that's being done in this market right now, because again, if you looked at my last video talking about a seller's market, the sellers really have all the power in this market at the moment, and seller's concessions isn't something that is being done right now because the market is so crazy that it's just not something that's being done. But for example, seller's concessions is something that a seller can help assist a buyer who doesn't really have the funds to close on a house, help purchase the home and pay for the closing costs. Now you're allowed as a buyer to ask for up to 6% of the sale price of the home in seller's concessions. So again, we'll stick with that $200,000 sale price, and 6% of 200,000 is $12,000. So you're allowed to, on a $200,000 home, ask for up to $12,000 in seller's concessions. Again, however, at this current time, with it being a seller's market, one, seller concessions aren't being done, and two, to keep in mind, is if you ask for the full 6% of seller's concessions up front, when they do the home inspection, if there's a repair to be done that you want to ask for, you can't, because they're only allowed to ask for that 6%. So it comes off of what can be repaired. Now, if you were to ask for 3%, which would be $6,000 in seller's concessions to go towards your closing costs, then you could ask for repairs up to $6,000, and that would equal that $12,000 mark, which is 6% of seller's concessions. So any questions? If you're a buyer, if you're thinking about buying, if you think you want to know if you have enough money in your bank right now, if you have enough income to buy a house, please contact me. Please reach out. That's what I do. Talk about real estate all day. Love talking about it. And like, comment, subscribe, and thank you.